Okay, so here is the setup for the air deflectors in the chamber. They're shown here on the right side. I have them hidden here on the left. So this is the chamber looking from the front. The area where these are going to attach, you'll notice on the bib rack, in between some of the slots, not all of them, but here, down here, um, here, here, here. So I believe that's 5 total locations. There's a 1032 tapped hole that goes all the way through the rack to the other side. And so you have 5 on this bib rack and 5 on the one below it. These 1032 tapped holes are where the first piece is going to attach. So that first piece is the one that actually has PIM studs in it. It looks like this one right here. You'll notice there are 2 holes at every point where it can be attached. That is so this piece can be mirrored up and down. And so what you'll do is these through holes right here are where it's going to attach to the rack. And then these PIM nuts are where the other piece is going to attach. So when I put on, let me open up the first one and show it here. When I put this one on the left-hand side, you can see how the return flange is. And so you've got your through holes here where you were connected to the 1032 threads. And then you've got your PIM nut here. So your PIM nut will be on the back side. Not select that blue color here. Your PIM nut is on the back side of your bracket. Bracket turns, comes forward, and here's where your 1032 holes are. So good rule of thumb is you take this entire piece and it should be about resting on the bottom of the chamber, if not in contact with the bottom of the chamber, and then that's where your holes are located. So in this instance, you can see here's our 1032 hole. It's kind of hidden behind the bracket here, but there's the hole where it lines up. There's nothing on that hole there. That's fine. 1032 hole there, 1032 hole there. You should have some 1032 kind of blanking on the term right now, but just the thumb screws that you can put on there, and I believe there's some washers to go with it as well. So that's the first piece. Is you'll attach that piece here to the sides of the rack. So we'll attach at 10 locations total, 5 on each rack. PIM nut in the back. Then the next piece that goes on is the one with the actual slotted areas on them. So that is this component right here. It's got these slotted portions, and there's some open holes right here and here. And so the way that is set up is those slotted holes. That's one. Close out of that. Those slotted holes align with the PIM nuts on the original piece. So when I put this second piece in, it goes on the front side. You'll see here, there's the area with the slotted side, and then here's the return flange this way with your 2 through holes. So you've got some 832 thumb screws as well that will go through the slot and go into those PIM nuts. And so the idea here is you can put those thumb screws in, keep them loose, and then this whole thing can slide over and come into contact with the side of the chamber wall. And then you can tighten those thumb screws down, and you should have a good seal up against that wall and directing airflow across the bib rack. Now these 2 additional holes here and all the way down at the bottom, should we decide to or should you want to, these are areas that you can go through with a self-tapping screw and actually secure this plate to the sidewall if you want to, if it's needed. It may not be needed once you tighten down the hardware on these slotted holes. But once again, this is resting here near the bottom of the chamber. And so same process over on the right-hand side, just flipped over. So you've got your original piece with the PIM nuts on it, with the dual holes, the return flange coming out towards you. It goes down, rests on the bottom of the chamber down here. Once again, 1032 thumb screws attaching there. Then you go on with your second piece. It has the slotted holes in it. 832 thumb screws going in there. And then once again, there are areas here where we can run a self-tapping screw into the side chamber wall if we need to further secure that. So that's essentially how those air deflectors go in. If you have any additional questions about it, this doesn't clarify, please let me know and we can set up a Zoom call if we need to.